Well, I just finished tonight getting the windows tinted on Mombicon, and so we are going to have the top on the next day or so. But one of the little things I just want to show, just the basics of tonight. I apologize, you can see the little streaks there, but that's from the window tinting. So there's little streaks on both sides of the doors there. But anyways, I'm going to paint the outside handle, or around the handle there. And I really just want to show the basics of masking. I really haven't gone over that yet. And how to actually properly mask. So there's a before picture of what it looks like prior to masking. And then here's an after, and I'll show you an in-between of this, the other one there. And but basically you can see everything there that I've masked off. And so the black that's in the middle there, of course, is going to be painted, and that's going to be the pink of my wife's Jeep. And so within the next couple of minutes I'm going to finish doing the other side, but I'll do a couple of the strips there just to kind of show you what it looks like. And just because the more accurate that the masking tape is going to be, the more accurate, of course, your lines will be on when you're done, when you pull off the masking tape. And so that's always going to be what gives you a good look on your paint job there, whether it be if you're doing racing stripes on a vehicle or whatever. If you want to do flames, if you do a good masking job, it's going to look perfect when it's done, as long as you use good quality masking tape. I would definitely say that I'm using, and I do not recommend them, but we'll see if it focuses in. But this is the duct tape, and I really thought it would be good. I usually use 3M masking tape. 3M is a definite, you pay a lot of money for it, but it is the one that you need to use. And when you are masking, you get what you pay for when it comes to masking tape. And because this stuff right now, it's about 50 degrees out right now, and this stuff, if I don't get it down and start painting in the next few minutes, it's going to start peeling up on me just because of humidity and the cool weather, other things like that. So ultimately, you just really do want to make sure that you use good masking tape when you are masking anything off, if you want to keep good lines and keep the tape on there. But anyways, just want to show you this real quick. Okay, so I just laid out just the basic strip. All I'll do there is just follow the lines of the handles there, and as you can see there, then we'll do the corners next. And I will hand off my phone to Landon. You think you could be my film guy? Yeah? Can you do a good job filming? He's 3, so we'll see how this goes. So if any of you are nauseous or get dizzy, more than likely I would just put away your phones or whatever, because you'll probably get sick. Come here, bud. You want to film this for me? Come on, hurry. We gotta hurry. Everybody's waiting for you. So here, film it. Just film what I'm doing down here, okay? You're covering the camera. You see what you're doing? All right. Here, watch what I'm doing. Keep it on me. All right. So first I'll do is I'll lay out a little right along the edge there, and I'll do one little strip. Now I'm just going to do a bunch of small strips here, and so I'll just do another small strip. And this is just how you get that little contour. It's just a bunch of little tiny, about 1-inch strips, and just following the contour of that curve there. And so I did those 3, and then I'll do 4 more on that exact same spot. And because they're just little tiny, let me see real quick, bud. There are just some real tiny spots, and they're after we laid out those first 3. Try to get the focus. There we go. So you can see there's, just with those 3, you have a couple little right angles. They're not right angles, but nonetheless, they're little angles there. So I'll lay out 3 more little pieces of tape over top of those, and that should give it the contour that we need. And I'll do that without him filming, and then I'll just show you the finished product here in just a second. Okay, so basically I laid out 7 pieces just to make that curve there. So we started off with just a little right angle there, and then with 7 pieces of tape, we kind of got that curve that followed the contour of the edge of the door handle there. And so that's how I make a turn on anything. If I'm working on the tires, like for instance when I did his little tires there, I did a bunch of little tiny pieces of tape all the way to follow that contour, because that little piece comes off his, and I'll be painting his and hopefully the next couple days still. But anyways, that's just to follow that inner contour, because your tape really doesn't bend. It'll wind up, just peeling the tape off if you try to bend it around there. I've had some people say that you use electrical tape for something like that even. You could try it, but you know, if it doesn't adhere well, it's gonna peel and then your paint's gonna, be all over the place where you don't want it. But nonetheless, that's just the basics how you do that, and then I'll just show you the finished product with the handle, how I did the handle in just a second.
Talk really quick.
Okay, so I just finished all those, and I'm trying to get a close-up shot. If my phone, there we go, and just to kind of again show you a little bit of the contour and how you're able to do the make those little curves there, and so you can kind of see all the different pieces of tape that end up making that turn. So each one's got roughly 7 pieces of masking tape that end up making that like the perfect little angled turn there. So as long as you do a good job masking it, you're going to have a good finished product when it's all said and done. And the only other thing, just to add a little contrast, I'm going to keep the handle actually black, and so I will attempt to let Landon record me as I finish doing the handle, and then here we go. So there you go, bud.
And filming, you're not talking.
Do I need to be talking?
Huh?
Do I need to be talking?
Yes. No, you don't have to.
I don't have to talk?
No.
Can you talk and just tell them what I'm doing?
No, I don't know.
You don't know what I'm doing?
No.
Oh, okay. So.
Don't tell them.
Don't talk?
No.
Well, why don't you tell them what I'm doing then? Because they're going to be confused.
So, this one is, I don't know.
Alright, you got to keep it up. It's still recording. Alright, so as you can see there, Landon's mad because he wanted to do the talking. But nonetheless, you'll see there I was able to wrap up that whole handle there. And there are some bad spots. What I'll take is just a screwdriver down through that little crack there. And then I'll just get the stuff that's underneath that needs to be wrapped in. And then that'll be exactly what will be pink. And so I'll mask over the whole door, show you that in just a second. And then we'll spray it and I'll show you the final product. Okay, just finished both doors, just masking them completely off. And one of the things that I've invested in is really nice. You can use any type of masking paper or any type of newspaper, or whatever paper you can find, blankets, whatever. I got lazy at the top of the door and just threw a towel over it, but especially close to it. And I bought this at just an auto body shop, and it's just a full roll of masking. It's an actual masking paper. It's decently thick, and it's easily to work with, and it doesn't rip real easy. So when you're just trying to move it around, it's not going to rip on you. So that really does help with the number of times I have painted my Jeeps. But nonetheless, like I said, you can use any type of paper, and I do all this primarily for the fact of throughout college, high school, I worked painting houses, and then my dad also, we built quite a few vehicles and painted the vehicles, so I know a little bit about it. Not a professional by any means, but I do know a little bit about masking. And if you have any type of seams at all, I always check over all my seams prior to anything like in here, and especially right around the edge. You want to make sure you do a good job of checking over all that, because what will happen, it just saves for touch-ups later, is once you're done spraying, you rip it off, and if there was just a slight opening right here, all that overspray went underneath and right onto your door. Now you got to mask all this off to now paint the door, especially if it's a big overspray spot. Small little edges you can do with like a brush. That's what I will do, because there'll probably be a couple little spots that'll be bad. But again, the better masking job you do, the better it saves. One, it'll look professional, and two is just it'll save you from having to do a lot of touch-ups later on. So last step will be just painting it and then pulling off all the tape, and then we'll be done. And here you go. Here's the final product. So once all the masking tape, everything's been pulled off at this point, and it's still slightly tacky, a little dry, or I'm letting it dry, and but you can kind of see what it's going to look like. They just adds a little bit with the top on my wife's Jeep. That covers up the roll cage, and covering up the roll cage really takes away a lot of that pink that hers had, which is really where all the accents come from, make it a little more girly, I guess. So it really needed something else. I used to have this on my Jeep when mine was green and black, or with the green accents. I've done the lock before, pink, or I mean, not technically it was red or green with my previous colors, but I may paint this, and you can even do that with a brush if you really wanted to, or mask the whole thing off. And it's just another way of doing that. But anyways, pretty happy with it, and just getting into the very fine details there. You can see how pretty accurate it is. This paint I really do like a lot for the sake of It's pricey. I get it at Joann Fabric. I'll show you in just a second. But I mean, you can see the little tiny mistakes there, but that's pretty microscopic when you're, people walking by. I mean, they're gonna have to really be nitpicking your Jeep to see mistakes like that. So you can kind of see it there, but it's really not that big of a deal. And so if you do it right, do a good job. And honestly, I just pulled the masking tape off. I've done no touch-ups at all yet on that, but like just the little edges, I might take a little brush like in black and just hit those little tiny spots there where I got a straight line instead of a curved line there. And but like I was saying about this paint though, is a metallic paint. The pink is, which if you see my other videos, I've talked a lot about the Krylon semi-flat black. That's what this black is here. Same as the black I used on my tan Jeep. And but that paint is this one here, and it's a roughly $10 a can, and so it's kind of pricey, but it definitely works very well. I'm trying to get that to focus. For some reason it doesn't want to. So anyways, but really nice paint and worth the money. And I'm a big fan of Krylon now, even after painting my Jeep with the color, that tan color, and I use Rust-Oleum. It's holding up okay, but I wish I would have gone back and painted with a Krylon. I think Krylon just holds up really well. And but anyways, there's basic masking techniques.